thanks for clicking in. I appreciate it. Listen, how many times has this happened to you? You come out of a grocery store and you've got your bags of groceries you're carrying in your hands, and you look out into the parking lot and you can't remember where you parked your car. You can't remember. You have kind of a vague idea. You think maybe let's head this way. You start walking down that lane. I think I'm down here. You start walking down there. You don't see your car, so you cross over in between the cars and you start coming down this other lane. And you don't see your car coming down that lane either, so you don't know what to do. You go this way or you go that way. You're walking around in circles. You're walking around in rectangles, actually, and squares, and you can't find your car. You've got groceries in your hands. That's ice cream that's melting under a hot summer night, and you're trying the fop. You're trying that key fob thing. You're trying to get some sound signal from your car or some light flashing, but nothing's happening. Has that happened? You're walking along, you can't find your car, and you got a car behind you that's driving. They want to park in your parking space if you could ever get to it, but they think you know where you're going, but you don't know what you're doing, and you just have to go, I'm sorry, I don't have any recollection of where I parked 25 minutes ago. I have no recollection. So, has it happened to you? It's happened to me. Too often, more often than I want. So what I've done is I've come up with strategies to help this not happen anymore. And I want to remove this from my life. And I've done that. And I want to share some of these strategies with you here today. And they work. They work pretty well. And here, first of all, I want to show you my car. Here's a picture of my car. You see that there? It's just a regular kind of car. It's a pretty good car. It's black. It's black. Actually, the dealership on the thing, I remember they called it super black. Super black, I guess, because it's super hard to find in any kind of parking lot because there's so many cars that look exactly like that. Now, I wish I'd gotten any other color. I do. I wish I'd gotten super magenta or neon chartreuse, any other color but black. But I got black, and I'm going to hold on to this car for a few more years. But I want to be able to find it in a parking lot. So what I did was, the first thing I tried was I would take with me in my car a plunger, my toilet plunger. Yeah, my toilet plunger. And what I would do is I would put it on top of my car to make my car more visible, to make it stand out a little bit. You can see there. And it worked all right. It helped me a couple times, but it wasn't great. It's not that visible. It's made of wood, and if I parked up against some, it just didn't work that well. So what I decided to do was to enhance my plunger. I enhanced it. I put a flag on it or a sign, whatever you want to call that. I made it red. I made a red sign, and I would put that on top of the car. And as you can see there, that's much higher visibility. Much better be able to focus on that. And that helped me find my car much easier. But what happens sometimes is somebody would park in front of my car, like a van or a big van or a SUV, and I couldn't see the flag. So I got smart. And what I decided to do is I started putting my plunger flag out on the trunk of my car. You see? Put it out on the trunk of my car. And that way, when I'm walking down the lane, I see it right there. Oh boy, boom, boom, head right for it. Zoom right in on it and see the flag, the plunger flag in the back of my car. And that worked pretty well. That worked pretty darn well. You kind of had to remember what lane to go down. So I didn't like that too much because a lot of times I couldn't remember which lane to go down. So what I decided to do, I was at a dump, not a dump, a junkyard. I was hanging out at this junkyard. Yeah, hanging out at the junkyard sometimes. Anyway, I saw that they had this canoe. They had an old canoe, a blue canoe. And I thought, that's it. That's what I need right there. That's perfect. That'd be great for me. So I bought the canoe. Didn't cost that much, $35, I think. And I put it on top of my car. I hung it. I strapped it to I got a rack. I put it on top of my car. And I don't go canoeing. I don't want to go canoeing, especially in that thing. I wouldn't I wouldn't trust that in a creek, you know. It's got holes in it. It's a piece of junk. I don't even have any paddles. It's not about canoeing. It's about me being able to find my car in a parking lot. That's what it's about. And as you can see, look, it's got a very high parking lot profile now with the blue Canoe on top of my car. And the next thing that happened, I was at not a thrift shop. I was at a swap meet. And these people, they had two of these hobby horses. You call them. We call them rocking horses. You remember when you were a kid, you got on these rocking horses and they had the spring things and you would go back and forth. They were a blast. Anyway, they had two of them that were identical, red. And I was thinking, that's what I need. I need red. So I bought both of them and I took them home and I nailed them to the top of the Canoe. Actually, it's the bottom of the Canoe because the Canoe's upside down on my car. But I just nailed them on there, one on each end of the Canoe. And as you can see, that really, really heightened the visibility of my vehicle because of the red up against the sky. And wherever I would park, the red would really stand out, and I could see my car. And I really liked it, and it's been great. But you might want to consider something like that. The next thing that happened was I was driving along the freeway, and you know how sometimes you'll see a business like an old like a warehouse, a mattress warehouse, or the mattress factory, or some place like that, and they'll put a big inflatable balloon up on the roof to get everybody's attention, to get everybody to focus on that. And I saw one of those, and I went, "Oh man, that's what I need. That's what I need right there. That'd be excellent. That'd be perfect." So I went and talked to the guy, and I ended up I sent away for one, and I got one, and it's great. It's a gorilla. It's a gorilla. It's a big blue gorilla. And you can see it there. I couldn't nail it to I didn't want to nail it to the Canoe because it would deflate, and that would defeat the purpose of having a big inflatable gorilla. So I strapped it using straps and rope, and I strapped it to the what do you call them? The rocking chairs, the rocking horses. I strapped them to that. So that, look, you can see that really gave me about as high a profile as you could expect in a parking lot. But still, the gorilla was blue. The gorilla was blue, and even though he's wearing the yellow underwear there, he's got I don't know if it's underwear or if it's bathing suit. It looks like boxer shorts to me. And it's got the design on there. He's basically primarily a blue gorilla. And he blended in with the sky sometimes, and it was not that easy to find. So here's what happened. I was at a football game, a college football game. And I noticed at the beginning of the game, all the players run through this tunnel. This big, huge tunnel. And I thought, man, that is it. That's what I need. I need a tunnel. I need a big tunnel like that. So I looked into it and I bought one. I sent away for one. They sent it. It's a big, you can see it there. What is that, a Cougar? I think it's a Cougar. Yeah, it's not a Puma. It's a Cougar. It's a huge orange Cougar. And it surrounds my car, and I can find my car very easily in any parking lot, even in a mall, way out in the end of a mall, I can find my car, and it's great. And I've always been able to find my car using this big Cougar inflatable balloon tunnel. And but one thing that happened the last time I got back to my car, I realized my car was still running. Yeah, it was running. I had forgotten to turn it off. Forgotten to turn the engine off on my car. And it's a push-button car, and I guess I turned off the air conditioning and I turned off the radio, but I neglected to push the stop engine button, so my car just kept running and running and running while I was shopping at the mall. But there was enough gas to get me almost to the nearest gas station, almost there, so I ran out of gas right before I got there. But anyway, I think these strategies would be helpful to you, and I think I would advise you to employ them and use them. They help me a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hope to see you next time.